But all of it, this is almost like just an exercise in revealing your own self limitations. Because if you can't do this for just one day because people are relying on you and you don't believe that you will even get 24 hours of time to do this for yourself, then like that's limitation revealed. Because if you can't do it for one day, then how are you going to do it for the rest of your life? It will really show you the distance between where you are energetically and where you want to be in your ideal desired reality. I would like to untangle something with you. Sometimes I get messages that I attach to, and I can't deliver them immediately because I get tangled up in them. I used to take those messages away and meditate on them and journal and like sort through and like get in there on my own and then come back and deliver the message. This one I was really having a hard time untangling, and the guides would like for us to do it together. This is something that is the way that it's supposed to be, and like I was so sensitive about not having the answer or like not knowing. Like I'm always like super afraid to get like busted not knowing something, which is crazy. But what they were showing is that this is something for us to go through together. So the message was about waiting 3 days. Not necessarily, not waiting, but acting as the person you want to be for 3 days, and then observing how the 3D has shifted around you. So, for example, if you wanted to be a singer, you want to be a singer and you haven't found the right outlet, or you haven't found the right, like whatever, wherever it is that you're starting from, the message from Spirit was do it for 3 days. Act as the person that you want to be. Act as the version of yourself that is already signed to a label or is already independently producing or has already gotten like a really good team in place, your sound people, your creative director, your stylist. Like imagine, like let yourself go to that place in your mind and then act as that person for 3 days. So pretending, like literally going through the motions of your day, imagining that you are fully booked. Imagine you have a concert, you have a sold out show coming up in 3 days, and you have 3 days to prepare for it. Act as the version of yourself that is preparing for a sold out show, and then see what happens. So the part I got tangled up in is what happens after the 3 days, and what kind of mindset, like can it really be done, was where I was at. It feels like you have to step away from your life, you have to like take some time off of work, but we are shown this all the time. Like if you got sick, like what if you got sick and you couldn't go to work for 3 days? Then you would be sick and not going to work for 3 days. So really, what is the difference between you mindfully choosing to take 3 days off of work so that you can pretend, we'll call it pretend because that's what it felt like to me, for you to pretend to be the version of yourself that is living the life that you want? What really is the difference? So what they were showing to me was the difference in success, like the degree of shift in your outer world depends upon your mindset during those 3 days. Are you really joyfully existing as that version of yourself that's preparing for your concert? Or Are you going through the motions, but in the back of your mind, you're like, this isn't going to work. I should be at work right now. I should be doing other things right now. Like, this is kind of silly. Or are you really immersing yourself in it? Are you allowing it to be fun? Are you allowing it to be joyful? Are you allowing it to inspire you? Are you really allowing yourself to sink into that energy of the person, of the version of yourself that has everything that you want? And I know that's a really specific example. Let's say you want to be a writer. And you're like, I have just been all my life called to writing, and that's how I envision myself, my ideal reality. I'm a prolific writer, and I write all kinds of things, and I'm signed, and I'm starting to get notoriety. Like, people know my name. People appreciate my stories. People love my work. I'm starting to get awards. I'm starting to get accolades. Okay, so then for 3 days, be the version of yourself that is about to receive an award for your literary work. How do you prepare during those 3 days to receive that award? Are you working on other projects at the same time? Do you spend a couple hours in the morning journaling? Do you spend the bulk of your afternoon writing something new, no matter what it is? Because a writer will write, good or bad. A writer will keep writing. Are you not writing because you think it's not good? Pretend you're a version of yourself that knows that your writing is sometimes good and sometimes great and sometimes not so great, but you do it anyway. For 3 days, can you be the version of yourself that is already anchored in that timeline? So, I guess, I mean, now that I'm flowing it through, I feel like there's not really anything to untangle other than why does sometimes that work and sometimes it doesn't? What they're giving is that the vast majority of people will not do this at all. They will say that's silly. I don't have 3 days to take time off work to sit down and do this. I have responsibilities in my life. I can't just ignore my kids for 3 days while I pretend to be a singer. The more silly it feels to you, the further you are from it. And the further, like, if you can't, that is the practice. Like, if you can't do the 3 days, the practice becomes imagining. Like, in any little pocket of time that you get, imagine yourself doing those things. Just visualize. We do the same thing when it's time to, like, start going to the gym. Like, oh, I really want to start going to the gym. The night before, like, it's proven, like, this is scientifically proven, that if you rehearse that in your mind the day before, like, so before you go to bed, you imagine the next morning, your alarm goes off, you wake up, you put on your running clothes before you even leave your bedroom, you put on your gym clothes, and then you go through the motions. Do you make yourself a protein shake? Do you just go brush your teeth and then grab an energy drink and out the door? Like, go through the motions in your mind. Rehearse it mentally. And you have, like, a tremendous increase in chances of actually doing it because you have rehearsed it in your mind. So if you can't do the 3 days of actually doing the action, can you rehearse it in your mind? Can you get yourself to a space where that's not so far-fetched? That's not silly at all. That is exactly where I'm going, and that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. When am I going to start doing it? When it's convenient? It won't ever be convenient because in my mind it's so far away that it just can't happen. Ooh. Excuse me. And then the skepticism. So sometimes there will be, and the degree of skepticism also depends on how much you believe that you will ever actually be that person. If you are skeptical of the process, like, this isn't going to work, like, okay, I'll do it for 3 days, but after 3 days, like, it's just going to show me that I wasted 3 days and now I have to catch up at work and now I feel like I'm off track. The only way that your outer reality would not shift would be if you are not having fun doing what you're doing. So if you're going through the motions, but you are in the back of your mind feeling guilty for taking off work or trying to like recalculate like your bills and how they're going to get paid because you just took time off work to do this. So if you are not having fun during those 3 days, if you are skeptical during those 3 days and you're like, I know this is just a waste of time, like if you are in the back of your mind, if there's anything less than allowing yourself to feel the fullness of the joy that you get from doing this, it does not work. But then at the end of the 3 days, that's what is revealed to you, is that if you wanted to be this person, if you wanted to be a professional music artist, but these 3 days haven't been any fun, then you don't really want to be a musical artist. If you spent these 3 days writing and allowing yourself to like fully immerse yourself into the life of a writer, if you did not have fun during those 3 days, that isn't really what you want. So in either case, and I feel like that was the thing that needed to be untangled because that just came through right now. And that's really cool. Either way, at the end of the 3 days, you get to see yourself reflected. Things will shift one way or another. But they will shift in a perfect mirroring of your internal energy during those 3 days. Any questions? Why 3 days? 3 days was for me. 3 days is, I'm a slow mover. Like it takes me 3 days to process new information. It's my own mental processing power and my own like intuitive receptors. Like I need 3 days to make a decision. I need 3 days to make a change. I need 3 days. And that's just something I've discovered about myself. It might be different for you. So let's see, what could it depend on? Could depend on a lot of things. I was going to go into like birth chart stuff and be like, well, I'm a Pisces and I just kind of flow. So I like a few days, but if maybe you're a fire sign or an air sign, it might not be 3 days. It might be 1 day. So that part, I'm feeling confirmation now. Yes, that part is what you assign yourself. For me, it's 3 days. For you, it might be 1 day. So can you do this for 1 full day? Wake up as the version of the version of yourself that is living the life that you want to live, and live from that. What's the first thing that you do in the morning? Do you have a busy morning? Do you want to like wake up and rush out the door to meetings and set up pretend things for yourself? Like really, like play pretend. You're going to feel so delusional and it's going to be great. You're going to actually have fun. If nothing else, like this will feed your inner child, because if this is a dream you've had your whole life, then what is more fun than pretending to be that person? To allow your inner child to live that dream for 1 day or 3 days or however long it is for you. I feel like I just lost track. What was I saying? What was it? The time frame doesn't matter. You assign it. But assign it like with power, with like declaration. I will do this for 3 days. I'm going to do this for 3 days. Not to get the proof, but because this is practice. You can consider it to be practicing being the version of yourself that's living the life that you desire. Oh yeah, that's what it was. So how do you wake up in the morning? How do you move through your morning? Is it slow? Do you make sure you get in your self-care? Do you meditate? Do you go for a workout? Do you take your dog for a walk? Do you make yourself a really delicious breakfast? Is it a nice, slow, easy morning? And then your afternoon is when you go do your writing, or you go do your dance and singing rehearsal. Like, just like you would any other practical thing. Rehearse it in your mind the night before, and then let yourself be that person. Trust that there won't be any disruptions. If you're a person that's like, well, I have these people that depend on me, and like, what if they have an emergency? Already, if you are trying to account for that, it's almost inevitable that that's going to happen. You have to be in the spot of fully trusting and knowing that the universe is supporting you through this. The universe wants this for you. It's your own like inner limitations that are kind of tricking you into believing that this isn't going to work, or that you can't have this, even just for one day. But all of it, this is almost like just an exercise in revealing your own self-limitations. Because if you can't do this for just one day because people are relying on you, and you don't believe that you will even get 24 hours of time to do this for yourself, then like that's limitation revealed. Because if you can't do it for one day, then how are you going to do it for the rest of your life? It will really show you the distance between where you are energetically and where you want to be in your ideal desired reality. Okay. I feel pretty untangled. Thank you. I feel like I want to expand on it a little more, but I've been holding that one in for like a really long time, and it feels good to get it out, so I'm just going to leave it at that. Thank you so much for being here. I love you so much. Please take care.